The restaurant erupted in screams. A masked man lunged at the table, gun trembling in his hands. "Give me everything," he barked, eyes wild. The CEO froze, his expensive watch glinting under the chandelier. A waiter, dark-skinned, slim, unarmed, stepped forward.
"Sir, behind me," he shouted.
"Sir, behind me," he shouted. The gunman's finger twitched on the trigger. Time slowed. And then, a split-second decision changed everything. No one knew this. Waiter wasn't just brave, he carried secrets that could shake the world. What happened next would leave everyone gasping, and it would spark a connection nobody expected. Because the tables weren't just about survival, they were about power, love, and justice. Marcus had always been overlooked.
Tall, soft-spoken, black, he moved through the high-end restaurant, unnoticed.
Tall, soft-spoken, black, he moved through the high-end restaurant unnoticed. Customers rarely remembered his name. Tips were modest, smiles rare, yet he loved his job, the rhythm, the precision, the small victories in unseen kindness. Across the room, Ethan Kane, Billionaire CEO, nursed his espresso, a man who commanded boardrooms, headlines, and wealth beyond imagination. He never imagined his life could hinge on someone he'd probably ignore. The restaurant thrummed with the evening rush. Soft jazz mingled with clinking cutlery. But outside the bubble of elegance, the world didn't care about class or color. Marcus knew this. He felt it every day. Tonight, a new tension hung in the air. The masked man wasn't just after money, he was hungry for chaos.
And Marcus, moving gracefully between tables, sensed it before anyone else.
And Marcus, moving gracefully between tables, sensed it before anyone else. A collision of worlds, one of wealth, one of quiet dignity, was about to explode. The gunman screamed, pointing wildly.
Patrons ducked under tables. Glass shattered.
Patrons ducked under tables. Glass shattered. Marcus froze, but only for a heartbeat. 10 elongated. "Behind me, sir," he yelled. The CEO, paralyzed, barely registered the warning. Marcus blocked the bullet with his body, twisting just enough for the shot to graze his shoulder. Pain tore through him, but he didn't flinch. "Drop it. Now," he shouted, grabbing the gunman's wrist. Chaos erupted. "People!" screamed Oltersbolte. A waitress tripped, spilling wine over an unsuspecting customer. Ethan Kane's mind raced. He had faced corporate battles, media storms, public scandals, but never life-and-death terror at a dinner table. He watched Marcus wrestle the gun away, muscles straining, hands trembling, heart fearless. "You okay?" Marcus asked, pressing the CEO behind a table. Ethan's voice shook. I think so. You saved my life." Marcus shrugged, wincing from the bullet graze. "Just part of the job." The gunman scrambled, finally subdued by arriving security. People stared at Marcus, awe and disbelief written across every face. But something darker lingered. Even as he saved a billionaire, some whispers drifted. "Who does he think he is? You can't just touch rich people like that." Ethan felt a surge of emotion, anger, admiration, something he hadn't named. He saw Marcus not as a waiter, but as a hero, someone brave enough to risk it all for a stranger. The restaurant slowly emptied, leaving a quiet hum. Ethan turned to Marcus. "I need to know you," he said, voice steady but soft. Marcus blinked. No one had ever said that before. Ethan invited Marcus to his office the next day. It wasn't a tip, not a handshake, not a reward. "You saved me," Ethan said, "and the world needs more people like you. Join me." Marcus stared. He had no idea this CEO ran multiple foundations fighting racial injustice. He had no idea Ethan had been looking for someone with courage, integrity, and a moral backbone to lead a new initiative. Suddenly, every insult, every sideways glance, every moment of invisibility Marcus had endured flashed in his mind. And now he had power, a platform, a voice. And Ethan, he was different than anyone Marcus had ever met. Genuine and deeply human. The waiter who once felt unseen now held a seat at a table that could change lives. And something unspoken sparked between them, a connection forged in fear, trust, and admiration. The gunman faced justice, sentenced 4 years in prison. The patrons who whispered judgments now recounted Marcus' bravery on social media, praising the hero they had overlooked. Marcus didn't just earn respect, he inspired change. Ethan's foundation funded programs for overlooked workers, the same people society ignored. Marcus led initiatives, sharing his story, showing the world courage isn't measured by wealth or status. And the connection between Marcus and Ethan, it grew not through glamour, but through mutual respect, trust, and love. Born from fire, they proved that heroism and humanity transcend race, wealth, and expectation. Sometimes life flips the script in an instant. Sometimes the tables turn. And sometimes the person society overlooks saves the world and finds love along the way. As Marcus glanced at Ethan one evening, he whispered, "We made it through together." Ethan smiled, "Yes. And this is just the beginning."